Okay, good evening everyone. So I will be tackling the second part of the two entitled New Business Opportunities. So this is your reporter, Maureen S. Sanchez. So the first topic that is assigned is the entrepreneurial team. So what is entrepreneurial teams? So it is two or more individuals who jointly establish a business in which they have financial interest. These individuals are present at the pre-startup phase of the firm before it actually making goods or services available on the market. So formation of an entrepreneurial team can generate advantages by synergizing skills, knowledge, and resources while increasing the likelihood of different opinions on specific issues and different strategic views and personal interests when it comes to distributing expenses and returns. Thus, this diversity may lead to conflict, which requires coordination and negotiation among members to be able to act as a team rather than as a group. So based on studies, companies founded by teams grow more than those founded by individual entrepreneurs. So the entrepreneurial team should be led by the entrepreneur or the manager in charge of the formation of the team. So leadership is one of the essential startup competency that should be seen on the leader. So upon checking the members of the team, so if they lack on the certain part of the disc on the measuring or assessment, so in-house training can be provided if the team lacks in required skills. Training development can outsource the third-party providers for skills training. So willingness to listen to suggestions and recommendations of other key people of the organization is very much important. Confident of the products and services to run a long-term initiative for the businesses. So this as a measuring instrument. So configuring team competencies based on the individual sets of competencies, each member has a combination result of their knowledge and experiences. So personality thus become the foundation on which the development of competencies is based. So this as a measuring instrument is an acronym for dominance, influence, steadiness, and conscientiousness. The system is known as DES management, has become one of the most common procedures for the selection and management of the staff in the business world and in academic environment. So this management system uses behavior analysis questionnaire based on the work of Dr. William Moulton Marston. So the theory behind this instrument was introduced in his book way back in 1928 entitled Emotions of Normal People. So we have divided the instrument or the desk management into four. So the left part is the dominance and the concessionist, which is task oriented. So under dominance, we have change adaptive, risk taker, creativity and innovation, negotiation skills, decision making, and strategic planning. While on the conscientiousness, we have to attention to details, quality control, time management, analytical conceptual concerns for others, tactfulness, and diplomacy. So with regards to the people-oriented, so we have the influence and the steadiness. So under influence, of course, we have the communication, the sociability, the empathy, the impact and influence, motivation, interpersonal relations. So with regards to the steadiness, we have service, project management, information search, listening skills, customer-oriented, and teamwork. So, entrepreneurship is another approach with regards to entrepreneurship. So, this is approached by individuals, groups, startup companies, or entrepreneurs in which they develop, fund, and implement solutions to social, cultural, and environmental issues. It uses business to offer new ideas for wide-scale social and environment. So social entrepreneurs are either non-profits or they blend for profit goals, generating a positive return to society. So they might be profiting or generating profit, but they return it to society. So social entrepreneurship typically attempts to further broad social, cultural, and environmental goals, often associated with the voluntary sector in areas such as poverty alleviation, healthcare, and community development. So way back in 2012, the social entrepreneurship was facilitated with the use of internets, particularly the social networking and the social media website. So these platforms was used for social entrepreneurship. Particularly examples are those advocacies that creates fan page that will lead you to give you much more information, and of course sometimes they are profit gaining. So these websites enable social entrepreneurs to reach numerous people who are not geographically close yet share same goals, and encourage them to collaborate online, learn about the issues, disseminate information about the groups, events, and activities to raise funds through the crowdfunding. So these are the different types of social entrepreneur. So we have the community project, social enterprise, nonprofit organization, cooperatives, social purpose business, credit union, NGO, microfinancing, fair trade, educational program, helping distress, banking in underserved areas, charity organization, corporate social responsibility or the CSR of the corporations, for-profit social enterprise, private with commercial arms, healthcare in remote areas, green movement, tree plantation, eco-friendly business, and care for nature and humanity. Family business, as the name suggests, is the business which is actually owned, operated, and managed by the two or more members of the single family. Members may be related by blood, marriage, or adoption. Here are some successful and popular examples of family businesses organizations from across the world. So the Walmart from USA, which is into retails, so they are owned by the Walton family. Hyundai from South Korea into automotives by the Chung family. Samsung Group in South Korea also are the conglomerates of which are the Lee. So BMW Group from Germany, also from the automotive industry, they have the surname Kwan. Ford of the USA are also on the automotive, so they are also named, their company are also named after their name, Ford. So Toyota Group, also from Japan and also on the automotive, it is also named after the name Toyota. Reliance Industries from India, so Ambani. So LG from South Korea on the consumer electronics, they have the surname or family name as Ko. Then Dell Technologies from USA on the computer hardwares are also named after Dell. So family business is characterized by members. So members are the group of people who are the members of the same family, owns and runs the business enterprise. Position of the members in the business depends on the relationship which the family members have with one another. So control, as the family owns a majority share in the company and also constitutes the senior management, it can exercise control over the business. So mutual interest, as the family members occupy the key positions in the business, it can exercise influence on the policies of the firms as per the mutual interest of the family and the firm. So involvement of multiple generations. So the operation and management of the business are looked after by the family, and so the reins are passed on from one generation to another. Mutual trust. All the members of the family have mutual trust in each other as they have a common origin, the same set of values, ethics, and business orientation. Integrity and transparency. It is generally characterized by strong moral principles and honesty towards business and goals and business transparency. So types of family business, we have three. The family-owned business, the family-owned business in one which the controlling size of the ownership stake is owned by the family or by the member of the family. They really own. the while the family owned and managed business. In this kind of business, the controlling size of the ownership lies on the hands of the single family or by the single member of the family. The controlling ownership allows the family to formulate and decide the objectives, methods, and policies such are they are managing the business as well. So manage owned and led business. So in this business, along with the ownership of majority stake by the family or by the member of the family, at least one member of the family is a member of the board of directors. In this way, the family member may exert influence over business directions, strategies, and plans. Who are the first generation entrepreneurs? So these are the person who invest their money and bear risks and uncertainties to set up the business. They are wealth creators and pioneers in the business, so they are the innovators who bring new ideas to the business. While the second generation are supposed to control and run the business established by their parents, but their activities and decisions are always under examination. They join the business as middle or top management, and after showcasing their potential, the reins of the business are handed down over to them. Structure of family business. So in this structure model, so the first circle indicates the ownership. The second circle represents family, and the third represents the business. So the non-family, non-manager owners, these are an external investors or outsiders who own a certain proportion of business but do not work. So they just own and they are not part of the family. So family owners, this group includes those family members who own a part of the business but do not take part in the operations. They are just members of the family who own parts of this business. So family owner employees, as the name implies, these are the owners of the business as well as work as an employee in the firm, usually in top managerial positions. So non-family owner employees covers those individuals who are employees of the concern and are not family members as well as own a certain proportion of the firm's share capital. So family members, this group includes all those family members who neither own shares in the company nor they are actively involved in the family. So family employees are those members of the family are covered who work for the family but they do not own part of the company's share capital. So non-family employees, so these are the employees of the companies who work for the company under an employment contract and they are not members of the family. They also do not own shares in. So the another lecture is the entrepreneurial strategies. So it is the process where the entrepreneurs interpret, explore, and evaluate their ideas, plans, and policies in a systematic manner in order to achieve the aim goals. So timeless strategies that drive successful entrepreneurship is we have the study the competition. So as an entrepreneur, you need to know who your competitors are. You should also understand the rival product or service that is being offered. So with this knowledge, it will help you better market your product or service to stand out and even using your competition's weaknesses to your advantages. Another strategy is conserve cash no matter how good your business is. You have to live as cheaply as possible. So entrepreneurs should be conservative with their money as possible to deal with rough patch that may arise. The third strategy is you have to research new products and services. So understand emerging products or services on the horizon that could improve your company's operation. Take advantage of all the technology has to offer. If there are new technologies that can be acquired and budget-wise are very much appropriate to your business, so you should have to grab it. Don't tackle huge markets at first. So avoid expanding into large markets in your initial stages. It might ruin your business immediately. So meet the market's unique needs by offering something new and compelling. Listen to customers' feedback and adapt. Entrepreneurs acronym is always be adapting. So entrepreneurs can evolve their business only when they're listening to customers' feedback. It may not mean much if one customer doesn't like your product, but if this is true for many of them and they're requesting another feature, listen and be ready to adapt. And of course, the entrepreneur should respond to change. In business, change is inevitable, and those capable of responding are flexible and versatile. Another discussion is the entrepreneurial finance. So, entrepreneurial finance is the study of value and resource allocation. It is centered around new businesses and the owner's challenge to acquire the funding needed to test whether the business can become financially successful. All entrepreneurial ventures which are reliant on funding to get started must ask how much money can and should be raised. Raising money can be a drain on time, so it is important that entrepreneurs do their research into the routes most likely to result in positive outcomes for their business model and industry. So these are the different sources for capital financing. So we have the venture capital or the VC. So it is a form of private equity. This type of financing is often reserved for startups and small businesses which have the high growth potential for long-term success. This generally comes from well-off investors, investment banks, and other forms of financial institutions. So another one is the angel investors. So angel investors or business angels are typically a group of entrepreneurs or former executives who has amassed personal wealth through a variety of sources. So these are the wealthy people, individuals who are willing to take part or invest in your company or entrepreneur. So crowdfunding is when a business or new venture is presented online with a summary of the business plan with the objective of raising money from individuals. So we have the equity crowdfunding, the reward-based crowdfunding, the donation-based crowdfunding, and the debt-based crowdfunding. So equity crowdfunding, of course, at first, your company doesn't uh, have high scale. So, but you have the potential to be in the business in the long run. So they will resort into funding your business finance. Then the reward-based crowdfunding is how we uh, get sources or funds from the crowd, which we will give reward in return of their investment. Then the donation-based crowdfunding is the funds that are being donated for you to start up your business. And the debt-based crowdfunding is, of course, those people or those investors who are willing to give part or to share their funds with you in a form of debt. So business loans can come from private companies or can be government funded and are option for financing and needs of the new business. So these are monthly or yearly appraise or mortgage that will be uh, given to you in exchange for interest. So these are my reference, and that's all. Thank you for your attention and thank you for listening.